I'm Justin Williams, along with Ryan Scott and Jordan Webb. We are Team 5. This is our Band in a Box project design proposal. Our top goal for our design was functionality of the instruments, something that's straightforward, easy to use, and functions as it should. Our next priority was tone and sound quality. We also gave a lot of consideration to size, cost, and appearance, but ultimately we just want something that meets the requirements of the project, uh, functions properly, and isn't too embarrassing to look at and play. Over a couple of days, we collaborated and generated over 30 pages worth of notes. Materials we came up with were glass, scrap wood, steel, PVC, and even a golf ball. The design that we're proposing consists of a xylophone, pan flute, and box guitar. We only have 3 team members, so we've chosen the pan flute to serve as our hybrid instrument. Our justification is that we really didn't find too many conflicts with the instruments being incompatible. Everything seemed pretty compatible with each other if you designed it correctly. So we just chose instruments that we found interesting and we thought we had the ability to construct. So now we'll go and discuss our individual designs.
Hello, my name is Ryan Scott. I'm part of Group 5. And for the Band in the Box project, the instrument I designed was the xylophone. And so I designed the xylophone to be made from readily available materials, materials that you can find at any hardware store. The design is very basic. The keys are made from cut glass strips. These strips are various lengths corresponding to the various frequencies that we needed to cover the medium-low range. These glass strips sit on a wooden frame, and they're isolated from the wooden frame using rubber bands. Now, under each key is a small section of PVC pipe. It's about 3 inches long, and the purpose of this PVC pipe is to catch the sound waves and amplify the sound waves once the keys are struck. The design of this xylophone is very basic. The dimensions are about 17 inches wide, 10 inches long, and 5 inches tall. And it's a very basic as far as materials: some wood strips, some cut glass, some PVC pipe, nails, glue, and some rubber bands. That's it for the design. Thank you for listening.
My design for a project is going to be the pan flute. It's a wind instrument with a certain number of tubes varying in length, and it has 2 open ends. This instrument can play the medium to high notes as well as the high notes in the song. It's played by just blowing into the mouthpieces, and the longer the tube, the lower the note. So the longest tube is going to be around 12 inches, and then the remaining tubes are going to reduce down to a length of right around 3 inches for the shortest one. Each of the tubes are going to have a diameter of 1 inch, as shown in the PowerPoint here, and the tube itself is going to be about 1 inch thick. So I chose this instrument basically just for the size and the simplicity of it. It's going to be really easy to fit into the stage box that we've been assigned, and it's also a simple instrument to build. The tubes are just glued together and then tied together with string for just a little added support. It was pretty easy to come up with the needed length for each tube. I just used a radius of 1/2 inch and plugged that into a MATLAB equation that we used before. You just divide the wind speed by 2 times the desired frequency, and then subtract 0.61 times the radius 2 times. Then that will give you the needed length. It's going to be very cheap to build also. It's going to cost about a total of $4 for roughly 2 feet of PVC pipe, some glue, and some string. And all in all, it's just going to be a pretty simple instrument that's going to be easy to construct and play, especially for someone like me with no musical experience at all.
I'm designing a box guitar to construct. My plan is to use materials that I have around my house and around my garage. I want to see if I can build this without purchasing any additional materials. I went to a local music store that's just a couple blocks from my house and secured some salvaged guitar strings So we'll see if I can make those work. But also I've got a lot of scrap wood, pallet wood, and then just hardware over the years that I've collected. My basic design is to construct a wooden box that will sit on your lap. It'll be 2 strings. Each string will have a set tension, and then the frets will be spaced to produce the 9 notes that I need for the low voice in our project. The hardware, I'm planning on just using machine screws and bolts and washers just to clamp the strings together. I'm optimistic it'll work, but I imagine I'm going to have to get creative with some of this. And then a little feature that I'm adding is a beverage holder, because a lot of the musical settings I've been on, there's quite a desire to quench some thirst. So I'm incorporating that feature, and I'm excited to see how this turns out.
Hello again, this is Ryan Scott with Group 5, here to summarize our Band in the Box project. As mentioned earlier, I designed the xylophone, Jordan designed the pan flute, and Justin the box guitar. To summarize our project, we did have some initial issues that we had to overcome. We had some confusion over the assignment details, but we had a few telephone conferences, a lot of text messages and some emails, and we determined what was needed to have a successful project. It took a tremendous effort over the past few days to complete this. Each of us do work, but we allocated the proper time and resources to complete this in a timely manner. Some design details are to be determined. We still have some things to figure out, but we're optimistic about our designs, and we anticipate some changes, but overall our designs are solid, and we look forward to sharing those with you when they're done.